Mrs. Che. There was this sweet octogenarian woman from rural China who was an inpatient. She couldn't speak more than 2 or 3 words of English, so would only smile at most things said to her during her entire stay. I hated being unable to communicate with her. She never seemed to let it ruffle her feathers. She always seemed to have such a sweet and gracious disposition. It pained me to see the confusion in her withered eyes each time we entered the room. She deserved to be heard. This trip was on her bucket list. Family had fulfilled a lifelong dream of hers to visit the US, and she was elated. That is, until she got sick. Headaches on and off, pain in her leg, and really, really high blood pressure. We admitted her for management of a hypertensive emergency and to further explore the pain in her leg. Years of smoking had done a number on her arteries, which decided to give up on sending blood to her right leg. A complete blockage at the femoral artery, right in the groin area, left her with a tender and mottled leg all the way down to the toe. To make matters worse, she spoke a Chinese dialect that nobody in the hospital had in common with her. We pointed at the sign for interpreter services. Mandarin? Smile. Cantonese? Smile. It wasn't one of the ones on the interpreter services list. Or what if this was a literacy issue? This sucked. One of the inpatient pharmacists, Val, came to help me out. Val is Chinese and was fortunate enough to learn both Mandarin and Cantonese as a child. If the issue was that my patient could speak but not read Mandarin and Cantonese, this would be money. Val spoke to the patient. The patient spoke back to her in a wobbly voice that, no matter what language you speak, seemed difficult to follow. Val looked at me and shrugged. Her eyes were apologetic. I'm sorry. This is some kind of dialect that I just can't make out. Her last name is a Mandarin last name, so I thought she would at least speak some Mandarin. But honestly, it's not unusual for older people from certain areas to only speak dialects other than Mandarin or Cantonese. Sorry, I can't help. Dang. To make matters even worse than the worst I'd mentioned before, she was sick. That leg pain of hers turned out to be severe peripheral arterial disease. Her right leg was getting no blood supply, and the clock was ticking. She needed surgery ASAP to either open up those blocked blood vessels, or, if that didn't work, an amputation. But she was almost 89 years old. Would she want such an aggressive treatment? How did she feel about the possibility of an amputation? Not getting surgery would be life-threatening. Getting surgery could also be life-threatening. Sometimes, when people are sick and well into their 80s, they don't mind life-threatening situations. But for her, we didn't know any of that. And that sucked. So here she was, in this mystery land, with a mystery language, fighting mystery illness. I can only imagine how she must have felt. "6:08 a.m. Can't sleep. The television next to me is too loud. I also think I need to move my bowels. I haven't had one in 3 days. My leg feels like a tooth that aches. Lady with brown skin comes in smiling at me. She keeps nodding her head over and over again. I think I do understand that word, ma'am. Always said with 2 words I know in English, yes and no. I think ma'am means thank you, or please. Brown lady shows me a pillow, but I think the pillow here is too itchy or something. That television, it is too loud. Ma'am, thank you for offering, I really want to say, but this thank you will have to do. I smile and shake my head. I don't want another pillow. I think she understands what I said. My stomach is hurting. I need to have a bowel movement. Maybe this medicine is making it worse. I don't know. And my foot hurts, but just on my toe. I move the cover of it softly because it hurts. Ouch. Brown lady's smiling at me again. Maybe she's a nurse. What's the word for nurse in English? I don't know. How do I say excuse me in English? Is it Please? Oh man, I'm not sure. Please? Brown nurse lady just looks at me and smiles. I squeeze my stomach. I want her to know that I need to move my bowels and that my toe hurts. I think this medicine is making it worse. Helps my pain, hurts my bowels. Brown nurse lady looks at me and smiles. She says words that I do not understand that sound like that loud television next to me. Don't worry, they will be coming around with the breakfast tray shortly. What? Does this mean she understood what I was saying with my hands? I hope so. I nod my head and say thank you. Yes, ma'am, I say. That is, yes, thank you. She leaves. Television's still too loud in bed next to me. I don't even see a patient in there. I think they took her to a test. Maybe a nice nurse lady will come back and turn off the TV for me. Push call button. Picture of a nurse lights up and a voice follows. How can I help you, Ms. Z? Voice comes in saying words I do not know, except for that last part, Z, which I'm thinking she thinks is how I pronounce shit. She speaks again. I still don't understand. How can I help you? Please? Excuse me. Ma'am? Why is she thanking me? Never mind. I hear some voices, laughing, speaking English, and I still don't know what they are saying. Voices get closer. Someone greets me. Then they go to town examining me. Mrs. Zai. They say a whole bunch of other stuff that make no sense to me, and they mispronounce my name. Again. Hands near my groin, pushing hard with gloved hands, gloves off, press again with fingertips, now the back of my leg, top of my foot, feeling for pulse. They look worried. Doctor in short jacket runs out and comes back with a device to look for my hiding pulse. They squirt a clear jelly over it and move that thing around. Doctor in short jacket keeps looking scared. Doctor in long coat helps, but nobody can catch my pulse. They look at each other and talk to each other. They look afraid, which makes me afraid. Somebody tries to talk to me, but all I can do is smile. I am grateful that they want to take care of me, but I wish I understood. They wave goodbye and prepare to leave. Ma'am, I say, thank you. Want to ask about my bowel movement, but don't know how. Brown nurse lady comes back, still smiling. I point to the TV that is still too loud. Please, I say to get her attention. She smiles, comes over to me, and squeezes my hand. I like this lady. And I like her hair. I want to touch it, but I don't. She turns my TV on. Not that loud one next to me that isn't getting watched off. No, I don't want my television on. I want hers off. I hate that laughing sound that comes from those recorded laughing voices. Why do they have that? Now I have to hear it double. Please, I say again. This time, she turns it a little louder. My stomach hurts. Can I have something for that? She puts something inside the AV, and I fall asleep. I awaken to more hands groping for pulses. Everyone is wearing green uniforms like pajamas. Talking, pointing, nodding, but not to me. She needs to go to the OR tonight, one of them said. Where's the family? Can we consent her? Wait, is she a full code? How's her cognitive function? Is she decisional? I have no idea what they were saying, but I am grateful. Ma'am, I say, thank you. Later on, my nephew and his wife are there when I wake up. I am so happy. I feel like I've been locked in a tomb and they just arrived with the key. Now they can turn off that TV and listen to me. My foot is hurting like a really, really bad tooth. Tip of my toe looks a funny color to me. Team with the short jacket doctor and the green pajama doctors are all there. Everyone looks worried. Now I am worried. Green doctors say a whole bunch of words. Nephew looks at me and says, "You need surgery." There is no blood going to your right leg, so you need surgery, or you will die. Surgery? This is something I'm not sure about. I asked him to call my daughter. I know she's in China, but I want to talk to her about this. No, you need surgery, he says. It is an emergency. They said right now, or you will die. I feel sad about dying without talking to my daughter first. But otherwise, would rather make a peaceful transition than have surgery. I want to tell my daughter. I tell my nephew, I don't want this right now. I want to talk to my daughter. There's no time for that, he says. If you were back home, then okay, but I cannot let you die here. It is an emergency. They all talk some more. They all look at me. Ma'am, I say. I am grateful that they are spending so much energy, but my life has been good. I want no leg pain, but surgery? I don't think I want this either. I want to tell my daughter. Can't we call her in China? It is an emergency, my nephew says. If you were back home, yeah, then okay. But you need surgery. It is an emergency. So that's that. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I want to speak with my daughter. Had not seen this nephew since he was a little boy. Would rather speak with my daughter. But I am grateful that they want me to feel better. More medicine in the IV and I drift off. Knuckles on my chest, pushing in harder and harder. Ma'am? Ma'am? Why is she thanking me? My eyes flutter open and I see a young-looking doctor with a short jacket like that other one. Looks very new at this. Feel very nervous at the sight of her. Younger than my youngest grandchild. She says, She? She wants to say my name correctly. She is trying. I like her already. Close enough. I smile. She smiles back. Short-coat green doctor then takes out her phone from her pocket. Makes a phone call. More words I don't understand. Then she hands the phone to me. I hear a voice over the phone. At first I don't understand. Mandarin, then some kind of Cantonese, and then I understand. Her friend said he worked in something called Peace Corps. He told me about my leg. I told him I didn't want any surgery. I want to call my daughter and tell her. He asked if I knew this could take my life. I tell him my life has been perfect. I ask him, can we call my daughter? He says he's just a medical student, but we'll see if he can help. Asked a few other questions, but these are silly. Where are you? What day is it? What is your full name? I tell them all of this. Phone a friend tells me they'll call me back. Short jacket, green doctor, young doctor, leaves room really fast. Comes back with all the green tea. Takes out phone again, now it is the speaker. Phone a friend, asks me the same questions. I tell him the same answers. And also, can I call my daughter in China? I also ask him how to say thank you in English. It isn't ma'am. 12:35 a.m. On a flight back to Beijing, at my own risk and against medical advice. Daughter is flying to Beijing to meet me. No surgery, just pain medicine. Pain is there, but manageable. That's okay because nice stewardess keeps checking on me the whole time. She only speaks English and Mandarin. She is nice, and I appreciate the attention. I feel safe. She puts a blanket over me as I'm drifting off to sleep. But before I do, I smile and look up into her eyes. Thank you, I say. Yes, ma'am, she replied. This time, nothing was lost in translation.